A little more about that, but we have saved some other great things
Yes.
to share with you tonight. And right now, up next, we're going to talk about glucosamine and chondroitin. This is another example of a hugely popular product, and this is the most affordable way to get these ingredients. And we do have 4 different sizes available: a 60, a 120, a 240, or a 480 cap supply. Another example of one that is a huge customer pick on hsn.com. There's your pricing breakdown, by the way: 60, 120, 240, 480. Here's where the pricing normally would be. Here's what we get to do today. Wow, look at the savings here. This is the 480s, normally 223. Does that seem really low?
No, this is, well, it's great savings. This is almost as if we were doing a Today Special on glucosamine chondroitin.
Big savings. I mean, saving more than you're spending here.
It's a 4 capsule a day. This was originally 5 capsules, but as we've continued to improve the raw materials we use, and the most important thing with our glucosamine, it's the sulfate form. It's the sulfate form because that's the active form. The glucosamine hydrochloride that you see used in most store-bought products, that's not delivering a form that has the scientific support. It needs to be glucosamine sulfate. That's the molecular form. That's what you need to be getting. We use the chondroitin sulfate as well. Also, our form doesn't have any sodium. The typical product you're going to see in grocery stores or in discount stores will contain sodium, which, of course, if you're watching your blood pressure, the last thing you need is for your joint product to be adding sodium into your diet when you're already probably watching your sodium. So it's a product that's designed, and here I opened a capsule. It's a small capsule, and it's, it's like dust.
Easy to swallow. It doesn't upset your stomach.
Yeah.
It's just a pleasure to take.
I've been doing glucosamine chondroitin. It's one of my original products since 1979. So we've been doing this for over 35 years. I don't think there's another company more experienced in making a glucosamine chondroitin product than we are. Were you going to make a comment about my age?
No. I mean, I was, still in junior high school.
In 1979,
I was in high school.
You were not.
I was in high school. I was, yeah.
You probably graduated high school. Maybe not. The truth is coming out. Here we are.
That's right. That's right. No, I graduated in '78. I did. That's right.
So we're a lot closer in age than you led me to believe.
What year did you graduate from high school?
I graduated in '74.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were a lot older than me. No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm. I think I'm going to leave now.
That is older. That means when
I'm being insulted on live TV.
Was a freshman, you were already in college.
Oh, wow, that's a huge difference.
That's a huge
4 years difference. So, but, well.
No, back then it was. These days it's nothing.
But I imagine our age is probably very close, yes. This has been, we're like brother and sister arguing about age here. And we've done this for more than a decade.
You'll always be older, and that makes me so happy. That's all I have to say about that. You and Madonna. Madonna will always be older than me. Makes me happy.
Is Madonna older than me? She might be older than me.
I think she might be about your age.
Whew, that's good. Wow, that's a relief. Okay, I was worried about that. But let's talk about something important here.
Okay.
So glucosamine and chondroitin are ingredients, and if we look at this first chart, they're ingredients that are also the subject of a great deal of science. And it's something, there's lots of disputes going on about glucosamine and chondroitin lately. As far as I'm concerned, reading the clinical science and simply looking at the fact that glucosamine and chondroitin are integral components in our joint tissue, in our connective tissue, in our cartilage, that is sufficient for me. It's sort of looking at calcium in bone. That's how I consider glucosamine and chondroitin in our joints. There's research studies that talk about its role in looking at x-rays and seeing the changes, the actual changes in x-rays. But as we look at this chart, you can see over 19,000 papers have been published. More than 17,000 papers have been published on chondroitin. So between the two, that's about 36,000. More than 1,200 papers have been published on both used together. Combined 2,600 clinical trials, meta-analyses, and systematic reviews have also been published. And interestingly enough, I've always found, even my Cholesterol product, probably the greatest enemy to the success of plant sterols. And plant sterols are the ingredient that in my Cholesterol that can lower your total and LDL cholesterol. Approved, that claim is approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The only people who that claim really upsets are the people who make cholesterol-lowering drugs. And you can bet folks who aren't happy with being able to position glucosamine and chondroitin as healthy support for your joints are the folks that make anti-inflammatories. I mean, they view them as competing products. I do not. I do not view the consumption of, say, calcium or the consumption of dairy products that might contain calcium as competing with the drugs a person might take for osteoporosis. That hopefully that the drug companies have enough integrity and their ethical standards are high enough where they encourage the people to take the natural steps to support the health of their joints as it is here, or to support the health of their skeleton. So the pharmaceuticals, they shouldn't be so in pursuit of profit and growth that the pharmaceuticals override the ethical concerns and the well-being of people out in the public. And I think, unfortunately, that's something that's been lost in the last few decades as the pharmaceutical industry has exploded in terms of growth. Everybody talks about how much the supplement industry has grown. It hasn't grown a fraction as rapidly as the pharmaceutical industry, not even close. There are several classes of drugs, like statin drugs or antidepressants, that are probably larger than the entire vitamin industry. It's just incredible what's happened in this country, and I hope that we all take advantage of our opportunities to care for ourselves. And certainly, pharmaceuticals, medical care, very important, critically important, but everything has its role, and it's not just left to the pharmaceutical companies to preserve our wellness. That's really when we're dealing with illness.
There we go. And if you have a minute to read the reviews, there's 900 plus reviews, and there are over 900 positive reviews. So the vast majority of these reviews are excellent reviews if you have a minute to go read them. The great thing about this is that it's super affordable. This is almost like today's special pricing, frankly. I mean, the savings are huge here. The fact that you are getting, you can see 120